Hi all, welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you're still new, thank you for tuning in. Please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. I like keeping my stories very short and straight to the point. So today let's deep dive into the case of Anni Dewani and Shrien Dewani. Above is the businessman Shrien Dewani, who was born on the 29th of December 1979 in Bristol at the United Kingdom. He was born to Prakash Dewani, who is his father, and Snila Dewani, who is his mother. Initially, Shrien Dewani's parents were immigrants from Uganda. However, they fled the country in 1970 after Idi Amin, the president of Uganda, gave a 90-day ultimatum for all Indian minorities to leave the country. They then went to live in Kenya before settling in the United Kingdom. Shrien completed his early education at Bristol Grammar School. He then later proceeded to the University of Manchester to further his studies, where he graduated with a degree in economics. After completing his higher studies, he started working at Deloitte in London, and later his father requested him to come and join their family business. Shrien comes from a very reputable business family with many global links. His father Prakash is the founder of PSP Healthcare, and this company is based in Bristol in the United Kingdom. His father is also an established pharmacist with a strong background in commerce. And furthermore, Shrien runs his family's business alongside with his brother Shrien, who is also a lawyer. Above is Anni Hindechu. She was born on the 12th of March 1982, and she passed on when she was 28 years old. She was born in Mariestad in Sweden. She then later changed her name fully to Anni Dewani after marriage. She was born to Vinod Hindocha, who is her father, and Nilem Hindocha, who is her mother. Anni had two siblings, one sister and one brother. Her family was also previously staying in Uganda before they got expelled by the president of Uganda, causing them to move to Sweden, where they settled in Mariestad. However, Anni was working as a product designer in Sweden at this point before she could move to the United Kingdom. So in 2009, Anni Hindocha met Shrien Dewani through a mutual friend, and they began to date. Anni and Shrien were in a one-year relationship before they could get married to each other. In the following year, she moved to the United Kingdom. She then got married to Shrien in May 2010. On the 29th of October 2010, Anni and Shrien got married to each other at Lake Powai near Mumbai in India. During the same time, the couple was deciding to throw a reception party in 2011 to those who couldn't attend their marriage ceremony in India. Shrien and Anni's relationship was fine all along. However, the friends of Anni and Shrien once revealed in a conversation with the media house that they were both headstrong and they would oftenly indulge in heated arguments. In January 2010, Anni ended up the relationship, but as couples, we know people fight and they still find a way to get back to each other. They later patched it up and fixed their relationship. Later, it is allegedly came into notice that Shrien had low hormones level that could affect his ability to have children. However, his wife Anni wanted the children and she wanted to fulfill her wish. Shrien was ready to go through treatment in order to support his wife on this. At the same time, it was in the news that Shrien was bisexual and had relations with the gay prostitutes. The news was later verified and confessed by Shrien Dewani himself during the court trials that he was gay. So on the 7th of November 2010, Anni and her husband landed at Cape Town International Airport since they had decided to have their honeymoon in South Africa. They then boarded a new flight to the Kruger National Park in South Africa. They stayed there for 4 nights, and on the 12th of November 2010, they came back to the Cape Town International Airport, where they took a taxi of Zola Tongo, who dropped them at Cape Grace Hotel. The couple went on and rented the taxi of Zola Tongo to use for visiting and roaming around the city till the 13th of November 2010. They visited the barbecue restaurant called Mzolisi at Guguletu, and they also visited Surfside Restaurant, and they also visited a resort named Strand in Western Cape. Soon after having their meal, they moved back to Guguletu Township. But on the main road, when they were on their way to Guguletu, the taxi was hijacked at gunpoint with 2 gunmen. And upon the hijacking, the taxi driver was summoned out immediately of the taxi by the robbers. However, after a short distance of driving for about 20 minutes, Shrien was also pushed out of the taxi, and Anni was still in the taxi by that time. The robbers took all the precious things and the money from Shrien before pushing him out. The passerby helped Shrien to call the police and inform them about the hijacking and robbery that took place. Anni's body was later found by the Western Cape Police at Lingeletu West on the 14th of November 2010, just a day after the hijacking. The police gave a statement that all precious things such as Giorgio Armani watch, her handbag, and BlackBerry phone were missing from Anni's body, and it was reported as a case of robbery. The postmortem of Anni Dewani report stated that she died of a gunshot that was passed through her hand directly into her neck. The bruising on her leg revealed that she struggled before being shot. However, there were no signs of sexual assault, and the Western Cape Police rendered the body of Anni Dewani to her family members as well as her husband on the 17th of November 2010. After 6 months of her death, the family members of Anni immersed her ashes at Vanen Lake, which was Anni's favorite place, near her residence at Mariestad in Sweden. The Western Cape Police arrested Xolile Mngeni on the 16th of November 2010 on the basis of telephone records, CCTV footage, and handprints that were found on the taxi. Xolile admitted that he hijacked the taxi with the aim of robbery along with Mziwamadoda Ncwabe. Xolile Mngeni further confessed that Mziwamadoda Ncwabe shot Anni Dewani in a struggle while snatching her bag. Mziwamadoda Ncwabe, in his statement to the police, he said that the couple was the victim of the robbery. During further investigation, Ncwabe changed his statement on the same day within 5 hours of his first statement. Allegedly, he mentioned that the husband, Shrien Dewani, was the planner of the murder of his wife. On the 20th of November 2021, Zola Tongo also confessed that Shrien Dewani plotted the murder of his wife. He also claimed that Shrien paid the gang £1,400, which is about 30-something thousand in rands, I'm not really sure about that, to kill his wife. The robber Mziwamadoda Ncwabe was charged with 25 years of punishment in prison under Section 105 in February 2011. The second robber, Xolile Mngeni, was also given life imprisonment, and during the court sessions, he became the victim of brain tumor, and unfortunately, he lost his life in Goodwood Center of Excellence Jail in the 18th of October 2014. The Kebi, Zola Tongo, was sentenced to 18 years imprisonment at Malmsberg. In 2014, Shrien Dewani was cleared from all the murder as he proved himself to be innocent and put the blame on the 3 main accused.